Hi, soul friends, and welcome. This is day 5 of my 40-day challenge of bringing spiritual insights to you. So, those of you who are new here, just know that my process every morning, I am in meditation in the presence of Holy Father, Holy Mother God, and I am receiving information and then I'm delivering this message to you. So, today in meditation, what I was receiving is that we are being asked or invited to really bring some awareness around our emotions. So, to actually notice how we are not just feeling our emotions, but how we are processing our emotions. And it's more about the processing part that I was receiving that they're asking us to bring awareness to. So, what I was receiving is that energy is everything, and our emotions are energy. Emotions are energy in motion. So, recognize that when we feel an emotion such as anger, it is very charged energy. As you know, when you feel it in the body, it is just igniting like a fire within you, right? And so, anger or rage can be a very intense emotion. And what they're bringing our awareness to is that they're asking us to reconsider how we are processing our emotions. So they're asking us to no longer project our emotions onto other people. And most of us have been doing this unconsciously, where we just feel emotion, we feel joy, we feel happy, we feel sad, we feel anger, we feel rage, we feel discomfort, or we feel all this range of emotions. But we also feel like we don't have any control over it. So, one of the key things I was receiving was that once an emotion is produced in the body, it cannot be not expressed. So, we have two options here. One is that we can try to suppress the emotion. And when we do that, what happens is the emotion becomes locked within the energy bodies, and it will resurface at another time to be processed or to be released or to be fully felt. And so, what we are being asked to is to process our emotions and to fully feel our emotions. Emotions are like a contraction, when a woman is giving birth and she's going through these surges, and the surges, they go up and they peak and then they release. So our emotions are much like that, meaning that when we allow ourselves to fully feel an emotion and sit with an emotion, it will reach a peak and then it will release. So when we are feeling anger, when we are feeling sadness, if we allow ourselves to pause and to actually fully feel that emotion instead of trying to suppress it and or project it onto another person. And that can be, for instance, if we're angry and we're just offloading that and we're projecting it onto someone else, we're yelling at them. Or it can be sadness, we can have grief, and we are pouring that onto somebody else. We're offloading it onto somebody else. And so what they want to bring our awareness to is that how we are processing our emotions is impacting not only ourselves but other people, and we need to start processing them more responsibly, because our emotions are impacting the collective energy. So all people, when everybody feels discord, when everybody feels negative emotions, and we are projecting that outwards, then this is impacting how the energy of the collective consciousness feels, the energy of how all beings feel. So, starting to recognize that we, yes, are in this separate body, but we are not, in fact, separate from everybody else. We are actually all energy and we are all connected in consciousness. And through our energetic bodies, right? So we're being asked to become conscious of how we are processing our emotions. And one way that we can do that in the moment, right, is to pause and to actually open our chest, because a lot of times when we're feeling anger or even rage or agitation, we tend to contract. The body tends to contract and close because we are closing perhaps to that person that is trying to talk to us. We are putting a shield up and our body becomes tense, right? And we're also feeling an emotion perhaps that we don't necessarily want to feel. We want to suppress it, but recognize when we suppress it, it's going to resurface again. So we are being invited to pause, to bring breath to that emotion, and to learn to sit with that emotion, to learn to just allow the emotion to move through us like a wave. If you can imagine a wave of the ocean, as the wave is coming towards the shore, it has a lot of momentum, right? And it's building as it's going towards the shore. But as it reaches the shoreline and keeps going, it starts to dissipate and it starts to lose its power. So when we sit with emotion and allow it to just move through us, it will naturally peak, just like a contraction or a surge, and it will dissipate. Just like the ocean, wave will come in towards the shoreline and then it will dissipate. So this is what they were showing me, was these two analogies of this ocean wave coming in, and recognizing that as we allow ourselves to actually feel the emotion, that it will fully release from our system. And then all of a sudden, wow, we will feel lighter, we will feel calmer, and it will be over. That feeling will be over. So of course there are some emotions we love to feel, right? Joy and bliss and excitement and happiness and calm. And so we tend to allow ourselves to fully feel those emotions and to process those emotions in the moment. So it's more the negative energies that they're asking us to bring our awareness to and to process those more responsibly. And then they were also, what else I was receiving is a more, I would say, high level way of alchemizing emotions. And this is, I'm inviting you, okay, to try this. This is when we start to feel an emotion that is uncomfortable and we pause and we immediately bring our awareness to Father, Mother, God. We immediately bring our awareness to that infinite intelligence, the creator that can support us. And you may have other light beings that support you, perhaps Jesus, Mother Mary, and across many cultures, right? There is different names for this infinite intelligence. So whatever is speaking to you, bringing your awareness to that presence of God's light. For me, it's God, Goddess, and asking for God to alchemize it. So this is actually an internal alchemization process that I have been experiencing, and that they have been bringing awareness to me, that we are now shifting from externally projecting our energy to actually internalizing it and alchemizing this. And so when we bring our awareness to this Holy Father, Mother, God presence, and we ask God to alchemize this, we become present and we allow this process of fully feeling the emotion, and the emotion is alchemized and dissolved. And what is the benefit and the point of this? So what I was receiving is that our emotions really are impacting others around us, and we can begin to alchemize that and return that energy to neutral so that it doesn't hurt or harm others. So when we project that anger towards somebody, we can feel it. It impacts us. It hurts us. It hurts our um, not just our physical vessel, but we feel it in our energy field. We really can feel the impact of a projected emotion of anger or rage or agitation. So this is really this beautiful spiritual message that came through. And so we are all being asked to take responsibility for how we process our emotions. And this will be a learning process. This will be a learning curve, so to speak, right? Mastering emotions is huge mastery. It is a big step because emotions have been something that we just have not been able to control in any way, shape, or form. But we are really being asked to bring awareness to this and to bring in the presence of Holy Father, Holy Mother God, and to allow this internal alchemization process to take place. So thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed my spiritual insights, please subscribe to my channel, and I would love to see you back here tomorrow supporting me on day 6. And I'm excited to share whatever is coming through. Okay, thank you.